Hey everyone, Michelle Zenisek here, Run With It VA. Want to talk this week about outsourcing, when you're, what to do when you're ready to start outsourcing work to others so that you can focus on what makes money in your business. So you're a business owner. I'm a business owner. I actually have 3 subcontractors on my team. There's no way I could handle the workload that I have and continue to bring in more and more work if I didn't have help. Okay. And so whether you're a VA, whether you're a coach, whether you are a creator or a creative, you're going to need help in your business if you're going to grow. Okay. Because the reality is not all of us, I'm gifted in, tech stuff, but I'm not gifted in bookkeeping and I'm not gifted in creative stuff. So, let's say you're an artist. I certainly have no idea how to be an artist. Okay. But you do. And that's good. But you probably then aren't very technical. And so that's something that you may need help with. Okay. So it's understanding that we can't be all things in our businesses. And if we're going to grow, then we have to be willing to delegate. As I have a coach who uses the phrase delegate to elevate, because that's the truth. If you are going to grow your business, you have to start delegating some of the tasks, okay, that you do, or some of the tasks that go with running a business. Okay. So the first step is that I always tell people when they're saying, I know I need to get some help, but I don't even know where to start. I say start with making a list of the tasks in your business that you absolutely hate to do. Maybe it's bookkeeping. Okay, we'll use that as an example. If you're an artist or you're a coach, you probably don't want to keep your own books. You probably have no clue how to be a bookkeeper. I myself don't have a clue on how to be a bookkeeper. Those of us who are VAs, we understand that there are people that sometimes come to us and want, and they're saying, well, can you help with bookkeeping? And it's no. There are VAs who do bookkeeping, but that's not me. I struggle with keeping my own books, so you don't want me touching your books. So So it's understanding that, okay, depending on what tasks you want to outsource, once you make that list of tasks that you don't want to do, it's okay, how do I find someone who is good at this, okay, that knows how to do this task. I used to have a client who I did some of her invoicing and stuff like that. But and she told me, she's like, I know you're not a bookkeeper, Michelle. She's like, but I trust you. And so I get that, okay, but you want someone that not only you can trust, but you want someone who knows what they're doing too. She finally did get a bookkeeper and she is an accountant, and I don't even work with her anymore, but and that's not a bad thing either. It's just, sometimes my business grew and I became more clear on the things that I wanted to focus on. And so I use that as an example all the time. It's like, I get that there's a trust, especially when it comes to your money and your books, you want that level of trust, right? But you also want someone who knows what they're doing when it comes to that. So again, we've got you're making your list of the tasks that you hate doing. Okay. So now you know what you want to outsource. Where do you start? Let's use bookkeeping as an example again. But this applies to whatever tasks you want to outsource. If it's technical type stuff, I hope you'll come to me. But if not, that's okay too. Excuse me. So you want to start with asking your fellow business owners that you that you know and trust. Okay, who do you use? Who would you recommend? That sort of thing. Get some referrals. Okay. There's also a Facebook group that I'm going to put the link below that you would need to join, but it's a virtual assistant Facebook group, and that's a great place to go to find a virtual assistant. Now, let me say about that virtual assistant group, there's like 50,000 people in that group. And probably 95% is virtual assistants, but there are other types of business owners because they go there to look for virtual assistants. Now, also, there are virtual assistants from around the world in that Facebook group. And that's not a bad thing either, okay? There is nothing wrong with working with someone internationally. I live in Wisconsin, so I'm in the United States. But I have had clients who live elsewhere, like Australia, the UK, Canada. So there's nothing wrong with working with someone who is in a completely different time zone than you are. Okay, can it be more challenging that way? Yes, it can. But there are ways to make that work, and it kind of depends on the type of tasks that VA is doing for you. If it's someone that you want to be able to meet with, once a week and, talk about things, that might make it more challenging, trying to find a time that works best for the both of you, because it's so limiting with the time zone. But again, you can make it work. I've done it in the past. I actually have been working with someone who's actually in Italy right now. So these things are possible to do, but it's okay if you want to say, when you post a job description in this VA Facebook group that I'm going to give you, excuse me, it's okay to say, US based only at this time, UK based only at this time. If you get to make that decision, it's your business, you get to make a decision. I'm just saying that there is nothing, I'm just trying to give you both sides of it. If you'd rather have someone who's more local to you, or, at least in a same time zone as you, or something to that effect, maybe you're in Maine and someone who lives in California, that's a 3-hour time difference. Maybe that's too much for you because you want to be able to not be concerned about, oh, what time is it? Oh, what time is it where that person is? Thinking those sort of things, right? That's okay. If that's what you need, it's okay to do that. So you've made your list of tasks you don't want to do. You've kind of got your job description of what you got to make sure you spell out what this person needs to be able to do for you. You're getting referrals from other business owners or in the VA Facebook group that I'm going to give you. Then there's the money part. Okay. Now, there's something that, let's kind of dive into this a little bit with the money situation. So like in the VA Facebook group that I'm going to give you, there are people who say they want you to put your budget in there because they don't want to waste their time if you can't afford them. Okay. Now, what I'll say to that though is it's possible that, like, let's say you were to talk with me about helping you with your social media, and I might be outside your budget, but I'm not like way outside your budget. You might decide, you know what, I really like her. I really think she can help me. It's worth paying that extra money to work with her. So the point with all that is to say, keep an open mind, okay? Keep an open mind about the money. And it's the same thing about listing prices on your website. Like I don't list, like I have prices on my website for certain services that I offer. But if I were to do a full social media management for you, I don't have those prices on my website. And and part of that is because there's so many different packages with that, depending on how many times a day you want to post. Do you want to post stories? Do you not want to post stories? Do you want me to help you with video? Do you want me to help me with strategy? You know, there's just so many different variations. It would just be too much for me to post that on my website. Okay. But again, the other thing is you might go to my website and say, oh my gosh, her prices, I can't afford that. And some think that that's a good thing, but I think there's something to be said about having that conversation. You know, I've had clients say to me, you know what, I don't care how much you cost, I'm going to make it work. I know you can help me and I want to work with you. Okay. Not to toot my own horn or whatever, but I think we, as business owners, no matter what you do, you need to have that mindset. Like, let's have a conversation before you say no, just because you see my prices on my website. Let's have a conversation. Let's talk about this, because let's figure out, you know, because you might say, you know what, I really like what she has to say. It's the same, I would say the same thing about coaches. If you're looking to work with a business coach and you've got someone who, you know, they're super expensive and you're like, oh my gosh, I can afford her, but I don't know that I want to pay that much, blah, blah, blah. But then you talk to her and it's like, you know what, I need to work with her. She can really help me and I need to work with her. So keep an open mind. The other thing I want to say too is that I hear a lot from people is that I just can't afford to outsource right now. And to some extent that may be true. But what I want to say too is that what I usually say to that is you can't afford not to outsource, okay? And hear me out on this. If you want your business to grow, again, it's that delegate to elevate. You have to start getting things off your plate if you want to be able to grow your business. It's the only way you're going to grow is to get things off your plate so you can focus on what makes you money, okay? Now, I'm not telling you to go into debt or go bankrupt outsourcing work to other people, okay? I'm just saying that you might need to consider, you know what, I need to take this leap of faith and do it. And you'll find that then you'll have more time to do other things and your business will grow. Okay, so you're making your list of what tasks you want to get off your plate. You're putting together kind of like a job description of what you expect this person to be able to do. You are asking for referrals from fellow business owners, or you're going into the VA Facebook group that I'm going to give you. And the money, you're going to keep an open mind about budget and about what you can and cannot afford, and whether you can or cannot afford to outsource at all. So that's it for this week. Feel free to, if you're getting this via email, just feel free to reply to the email. If you're watching this on YouTube or my blog, you can leave a comment with any questions you have. And, you know, feel free to, if there's something I missed here and you think that it's very important to add to it, feel free to, you know, to send me that as well. And that's it. I hope everyone has a great day. We'll talk to you soon.